Welcome to Bear Creek.
This is how it should be done.
DJ for life.
Hit it!
All these social networks and these computers got these niggas walking around like they some shit. These computers.
3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. On the return, Tremont Smith. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Colts ready to go to work here offensively, and it is Phillip Rivers, their veteran quarterback and longtime Charger, who will be under center.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because...
A first down throw here for Rivers. And his first pass here is going to be, you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell.
Hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run.
First down, Rivers. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll be brought down just a 2nd and 9. Rivers again, taken in by the tight end Doyle. That catch good for
the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean, but in that case, that didn't happen. I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run
down. Here's Rigoberto Sanchez. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Bears take over first and 10.
Well, here comes the Bears offense led out by their new man in charge here in 2020. Of course, a former Super Bowl MVP in Nick Foles.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
To start the drive. Here's Foles. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and 10.
The Bears have to be excited about the rookie out of Notre Dame, Cole Kmet, a Chicago native. He actually selected number 85 in recognition of the Bears' 1985 NFL championship team, the Super Bowl champs. And by the way, his dad was on the Bears practice squad at one point. So this kid falls right in line. I love his 91 yards from the tight end position.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown Bears. Allen Robinson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Really well for them.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. The long touchdown pass gives him 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. For the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Well, for the Indianapolis Colts, 2 weeks in, they were upset on the road at Jacksonville week 1, needing to bounce back, and they did in week 2 in a big way, dominated the Vikings.
To start off, but like the true veteran he is, nice bounce back for him.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Fumble on the play. Recovery.
Defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's brought down just outside of it.
Pretty decent game.
Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet with his first career NFL touchdown as the Bears push further out in front.
The 4-team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense.
After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Return. The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. His throw incomplete.
Love it here.
A second down throw for Rivers. Finding Hilton on the slant. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
And the Colts.
Reception there by T.Y. Hilton, and he absolutely terrifies defenses when he gets downfield. Speed, shiftiness, excellent hands. 5 1,000-yard seasons in his career.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter.
Plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to it. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Jalen Johnson brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right down behind Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were, and so possession will remain with Indy. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Got these niggas walking around like they some shit.
So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. 13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports.
A 58-yard attempt.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Colts, nothing.
Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name, and that's not easily done because you know all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
The Colts, he's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to...
We've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, Hines. A short gain of just over 2 yards. They'll try to throw here. Rivers toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell. Third down. To throw, Rivers. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because before they could get a first down.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
36-yard
I
line.
haven't met an NFL player yet that doesn't use criticism as an edge, and Jimmy Graham is hurt.
They run the counter. It's Montgomery, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
The ball 11-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Foles, and he finds his time.
And 1.
Now Foles. That tight end position, it just seems to continue. And this is caught. So he fakes the spike, and they get the touchdown. Jimmy Graham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone to give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that drive, 4 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Rivers. And the timing a bit off that time as that would fall to the ground.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Rivers. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down 10. To the air again here, Rivers. Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with from the right hash this from 44 yards out. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
Colts 3.
They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit, but first,
set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Now it's Patterson. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. Cordero Patterson on the loose. And he'll bring it back all the way.
Touchdown, Bears.
And you've used the phrase with me before, pressing the kicking game. What exactly does that mean? Because if they get it there.
It means focusing on it, all aspects of it, because it's the third part of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. You press the kicking game.
And the lead is now 24. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. Let's try this again after the kick return, TD. Here's yet another kickoff. Here's Smith to return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Return. The Colts take over first and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
There's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them at their own 24. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make it
Up on first and 10. Rivers. Throwing over the middle, but it's ultimately make the playoffs. For Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0.
Spectrum, we know the not good news about teams that start 0-2. The Giants and the Jets both there, Detroit, Cincinnati. So again, maybe some more predictable names.
Certainly, they are predictable. Again, not a surprise for most of them, although many thought Detroit would be improved at this point. But how about a team that's 0-2 that went through a little bit of a difficult...
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Fumble on the play.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset.
At the 50-yard line. He'll drop to throw. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Foles lets this one rip toward Graham. That is hauled in by Jimmy Graham. Touchdown Bears. Jimmy Graham, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. For the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again. Now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona. Arizona, maybe a good surprise.
Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. And then how about, just by how it's gone down, how about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions. Good catch there by Nyheim Hines, and I think that he's probably popped on some Phillip Rivers tape and how he used Austin Eckler out of the backfield with the Chargers as a model for what he wants to do this season. He's had at least 40 catches. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. From the 38, Rivers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite power. On third down, Rivers. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Roquan Smith able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And take it right at the 35. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bears.
Dad's been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now they've been...
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Brushing off defenders. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Nice gain there, 7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control a game with his running.
A little bit of space there for the first down run. On second down, Montgomery.
David Montgomery, the ball carrier. Brings up third.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, you know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You always feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Foles on the give to Montgomery. And not much running room. Down to the 30.
And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situation.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
And go for it here on 4th. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the quarterback, there in coverage. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the post-game press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Caught left side by Hilton. And they get him down.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double.
Throwing Rivers. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Rivers now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really on to something.
Again, it's Rivers. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. It's a pickup of
the 19.
On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back to the 24.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches have never pulled their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays. Step down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Blankenship's kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28.
They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the football field.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4. But now it looks like he'll throw here. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's caught at the 25. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis. Looking to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive.
They run the counter. Montgomery. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I'm starting to really smell the 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what? They have to. Because when you get to 4, if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities and the ability to get better.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it. A touchdown on his Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 20. It might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Rivers sacked. A loss of 7 yards. It's 2nd down. Today's
a big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier. And they're scoring that many points allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
so for the Bears, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.